Welcome back to the motor era. Today, we are diving into some of the most breathtaking interiors ever crafted during one of the greatest decades in automotive history. We are talking about the 1960s, a time when car designers truly poured their hearts into every stitch, every gauge, and every chrome detail. These cabins were not just places to sit, they were experiences. So buckle up, because we are counting down 15 of the most stunning car interiors from that golden era. Starting things off at number 15, we have the 1964 to 1967 Pontiac GTO. This car is widely considered the first true muscle car, and it absolutely earns its spot on this list. When it first rolled out in 1964, sales were strong, but Pontiac executive Jim Wangers believed strikes that year held them back. Turns out, he was right. Sales more than doubled the following year, jumping from 32,000 to over 75,000 units. Step inside the GTO, and you were greeted with a cabin that balanced aggression with just enough refinement. The black vinyl bucket seats featured a bold diagonal pattern with embossed Pontiac Arrowhead logos. Buyers could choose from 6 interior trim colors, including black, blue, turquoise, gold, red, and parchment with black. The centerpiece was a wood-rimmed, 3-spoke steering wheel sitting in front of a brushed metal dashboard, filled with deep-set gauges that gave the whole cabin a race-inspired feel. And that Hurst shifter with its signature white cue ball knob, that was the cherry on top. At number 14, we have the 1960 Chevrolet Corvair 700. Now, the Corvair had a complicated reputation, largely because of safety concerns. But if you look past that, the interior had a charm that is hard to ignore. Designed to take on the Volkswagen Beetle, this compact Chevy brought something fresh to American roads. The dashboard had a padded instrument panel, which was actually a safety-forward move for its time. Buyers could add aircraft-style heating and defroster controls, tinted glass, and a transistorized radio. Small touches, but they added up to something genuinely appealing. Number 13 goes to the 1963 to 1964 Studebaker Avanti. This one is special. The Avanti had an interior that felt ahead of its time, and honestly, it still does. The 1963 models came with a cool 2-tone vinyl setup, light font on top paired with bold colors like black, turquoise, orange, or red below. The carpets had a tuxedo salt and pepper look, similar to what you would find in a Corvette of that era. By 1964, the interior shifted to a single color, with wood-grain vinyl on the dashboard and console. The seats were genuinely comfortable, with foam rubber padding and deep coil springs. Rear passengers had their own hand-controlled ashtrays, and could even access the trunk without stepping outside. The center console was packed, featuring a drive selector, map box, ashtray, lighter, and aircraft-style levers for the climate controls. And the glove compartment? It hid a beauty vanity tray with a pop-up mirror. Classy does not even begin to cover it. At number 12, we have the 1963 to 1967 Corvette. If you know the story behind the 63 Corvette, you know it is a mix of legend and engineering brilliance. Designed by Bill Mitchell and Larry Shinoda, this car came with rotating headlights and a completely redesigned chassis, including Corvette's very first 4-wheel independent suspension. That was the work of Zora Arkus Duntov, the so-called father of the Corvette. Under the hood, the top engine option was the L80-4300 60-horsepower V8 with Rochester Ramjet mechanical fuel injection. Inside, the Corvette was just as impressive. The color-keyed interior came in black, red, dark blue, or saddle. Seats and instrument panels were finished in leather-grained vinyl. And if you chose the saddle interior, you got genuine leather. The whole cabin was lined with deep twist carpeting. Even the luggage area was carpeted. The center console housed the radio, clock, ashtray, and heater controls, while buyers could add power steering, power windows, and power brakes. It was sporty and luxurious at the same time. Coming in at number 11 is the 1960 Oldsmobile. This car was part of the 6th generation, which debuted in 1959, but the 1960 model brought its own subtle style updates that make it worth its own mention. The engine remained the 3984 cubic inch, producing 315 horsepower and 435 pound-feet of torque, but it was the interior that really set it apart. Think gorgeous jewel-tone leather with nylon inserts and Moroccan accents. The twin cove instrument panel kept everything within easy view, and the safety spectrum speedometer was color-coded, shifting from green to amber to red as speed increased. The 6-way power seat, power brakes, and power steering made every drive feel almost effortless. On the convertible model, even the trunk release was power-operated. That is the kind of thoughtful luxury that defined this era. At number 10, we have the 1965 to 1966 Cadillac DeVille. The 65 DeVille marked a major shift for Cadillac. For the first time, the DeVille became its own series, introducing a convertible and a pillared sedan alongside the existing models. Under the hood sat a 429 cubic inch V8, producing 340 horsepower. On the outside, dual stacked headlights and a trace of tail fins gave it that unmistakable Cadillac character. Inside, the DeVille was a showcase of thoughtful luxury. Leather upholstery came in a wide selection of color combinations. Coupe and convertible models could be ordered with bucket seats and a locking padded center console. The redesigned instrument panel was cleaner and better lit, with improved knee room for front passengers. Chrome-framed accelerator and brake pedals were a nice finishing touch. Power steering, power brakes, and power windows all came standard. 4 body styles were available, and every single one wore bright brushed chrome molding with DeVille script on the rear quarter panel. At number 9, we have the 1964 to 1966 Chrysler Imperial. This redesign, led by Elwood Engel, brought Chrysler fully into the 60s. Gone were the towering fins and heavy chrome of the previous generation. In their place came slab sides, sharp lines, and a more restrained trim that reminded many of the 1961 Lincoln Continental. Sales jumped 65% in '64 alone, reaching over 23,000 units. Inside, the Imperial was one of the quietest and most spacious luxury cars on the market. The 1965 model featured soft leather, genuine walnut inlays, and tempered glass headlamps. The LeBaron trim level came loaded with 48 standard features, including a 6-way power seat and power vent windows. Buyers could choose from 14 upholstery options, ranging from leather and fabric combinations to broadcloth. This was a serious luxury machine. Number 8 belongs to the 1961 to 1963 Lincoln Continental. This car turned Lincoln's fortunes around at a time when the brand was struggling. Built on a stretched Thunderbird platform, it took a bold approach with rear hinged back doors, often called suicide doors. That distinctive feature solved an engineering problem while creating an iconic look. Under the hood sat a 430 cubic inch V8 with 320 horsepower. Inside, the Continental was about pure, understated luxury. The fully transistorized radio delivered concert-quality sound through separate treble and bass speakers. The seats used multiple layers of foam cushioning, nearly triple what other luxury cars offered at the time. Standard features included power brakes, folding center armrests, and a full set of convenience lights. Buyers could choose from 19 different interior combinations, and the dashboard and door panels featured polished walnut trim with a matching steering wheel. At number 7, we have the 1964 to 1966 Cadillac Eldorado. Originally launched in 1953, the Eldorado had long been Cadillac's crown jewel. By '64, it entered its 6th generation with refined styling and a new 429 cubic inch V8, paired with a turbo-hydromatic transmission. This was also the 17th and final year of Cadillac's iconic tail fins. Inside, the Eldorado offered 8 leather interior color choices, including a rich saddle tan. Bucket seats and a center console were available, adding to the already upscale feel. Cadillac also introduced something called Comfort Control, the very first thermostat-controlled automatic heating and air conditioning system. Other manufacturers would not widely adopt that technology for years. Cadillac's own brochure called the Eldorado the most glamorous car in the world. Looking at that interior, it is hard to argue. At number 6, we have the 1966 to 1967 Oldsmobile Toronado. When the Toronado arrived, it made an immediate impression. Oldsmobile had been inspired by the success of personal luxury cars and wanted in on the action. What they delivered was larger than originally planned, but it was packed with thoughtful features. Step inside and the doors opened wide, making it easy to get into the front or rear seats. 6 passengers could ride comfortably on flat floors with strato bucket seats. The ventilation system used 5 adjustable vents to circulate fresh air through the cabin without creating drafts, which was genuinely impressive for the time. The tilt and telescope steering wheel adjusted to the driver's preference. Power windows and seat controls were built right into the armrests. The cabin was lined with deep pile carpeting, and optional features included air conditioning, an AM/FM radio, and reclining front seats. Number 5 is the 1961 Oldsmobile Starfire. The Starfire returned that year as a standalone top-of-the-line model, built to showcase the very best Oldsmobile had to offer. Under the hood sat a 394 cubic inch Starfire 5.8, producing 330 horsepower, paired with a Hydra-matic transmission. Inside, foam cushioned bucket seats wrapped in top grain leather set the tone immediately. A sports-type center console housed a tachometer and power window switches. Optional extras included a carpeted luggage compartment, aluminum accented carpet inserts, and a chrome storage compartment. Priced at $4,647, which is nearly $50,000 in today's money, the Starfire was Oldsmobile's most expensive model that year, and it absolutely showed. At number 4, we have the 1960 to 1962 Chrysler New Yorker. Chrysler made major moves with the New Yorker in 1960. A recessed grille, dipped front bumper, and unibody construction gave it a more modern, more durable foundation. Under the hood, a 413 cubic inch V8 put out an impressive 350 horsepower. Inside, Chrysler packed in every luxury feature imaginable: constant control power steering, total contact power brakes, and a push-button torque-flight transmission made driving a breeze. The Astrodome control center on the dashboard was genuinely innovative for its time. Options included swivel seats that rotated outward as you opened the door, a push-button air conditioner, and even an autopilot feature for highway cruising. The New Yorker was not just a luxury car. It was a rolling showcase of mid-century American innovation. Number 3 goes to the 1964 to 1966 Ford Thunderbird. The 64 Thunderbird opened a new chapter with a restyled body and kicked off the 4th generation of this iconic nameplate. The 300 horsepower, 390 cubic inch V8 and Cruise-O-Matic transmission carried over, and power steering and brakes were standard. The 65 model added front disc brakes, while 66 brought a 345 horsepower, 428 V8 and full-width sequential taillights. Inside, the Thunderbird delivered comfort in every direction. A swing-away steering wheel, adjustable front seats, retractable seatbelts, and lighted door handles came standard. The silent flow ventilation system kept the cabin fresh. Optional features included a select air conditioning system, rear radio speakers, a concert hall tone audio upgrade, leather upholstery, and power windows. This was a car that made you feel special the moment you sat down. At number 2, we have the 1965 Buick Riviera. The 65 Riviera was the final expression of Bill Mitchell's original design, and it went out on a high note. The big visual update was the hidden headlights, which sat behind clamshell grills that opened dramatically when switched on. Mechanically, the Grand Sport package for $450 added the 360 horsepower Super Wildcat with dual 4-barrel carburetors, 0 to 60 in 7.7 seconds. Top speed of 125 miles per hour. That was no joke for a luxury car. Inside, the Riviera was refined and inviting. Walnut paneling covered the doors and dashboard. Full carpeting, a tilt steering wheel, power steering, and power brakes all came standard. Buick offered the interior in vinyl or fabric across multiple colors, including blue, ivory, black, and saddle. Optional extras included a remote control mirror, power windows, power door locks, an FM radio, and Electro Cruise speed control. The 65 Riviera was the kind of car you bought with your heart. And finally, at number 1, we have the 1961 to 1963 Ford Thunderbird. Known as the Bullet Bird, this third-generation Thunderbird fully embraced the space age with its sharp pointed nose and distinctive afterburner taillights. It had already evolved from a 2-seater into a 4-seat personal luxury car, and by 61, it was firing on all cylinders. The standout feature was the swing-away wheel, a movable steering column that shifted out of the way when the gear selector was in park, making it much easier to slide in and out. Ford widened the doors to 51 inches and angled the windshield pillars to open up the cabin. They also added 12 extra pounds of foam to the seat cushions. The result was one of the most comfortable interiors of its era. Curved side windows created more hip and shoulder room without making the car larger on the outside. Standard features included cruise-o-matic drive, power steering, and self-adjusting power brakes. The dashboard featured 3 circular instrument pods shrouded to reduce glare, with clear illumination at night. 16 upholstery combinations were available, including genuine leather options. The Thunderbird came in 19 solid colors and 32 tone combinations, giving buyers incredible freedom to personalize. Optional extras included Select Air climate control, a push-button radio, power-adjustable front seats, and power windows. This was a car that combined elegance, comfort, and style in a way that few others from this era could match. And that is exactly why it sits at number 1 on our list. That wraps up our countdown of the 15 most stunning car interiors of the 1960s here on the Motor Era. These were not just cars, they were statements, they were experiences, and honestly, they were works of art. If you enjoyed this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss what we have coming next. Drop a comment below and let us know which interior on this list is your personal favorite. We always love hearing from you. Until next time, keep the passion alive, and we will see you back here on the Motor Era.